So now starting with the sexual reproduction in fungi. Now sexual reproduction in fungi, it involves 3 steps, it involves 3 stages. 3 stages, that is plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. Now the plasmogamy involves fusion of protoplasm of male and female gamete. Plasmogamy, it involves fusion of protoplasm of male and female gamete. Protoplasm की fusion के बाद now there is fusion of nucleus. Yes, now there is fusion of nucleus. Fusion of nucleus, it is known as karyogamy. दो न्यूक्लियाई फ्यूज कर गए हैं. आफ्टर द फ्यूजन नाउ देयर इज फॉर्मेशन ऑफ डिप्लॉयड स्ट्रक्चर. दैट डिप्लॉयड स्ट्रक्चर व्हिच इज फॉर्म्ड दैट इज नोन एज zygote. After gametic fusion there is formation of diploid structure, that is zygote. Now this zygote, it will undergo meiosis. It will undergo reductional division. After reductional division, there can be formation of haploid spores. ये जो haploid spore बने, these spores, they are formed through meiosis. So that's why now these spores, you are going to call them as meiospores. So these spores should not be confused with the spores formed during asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction के time पर बनेंगे mitospores. They are formed after mitosis. And here the spores which are formed, they are formed after meiosis. So they are known as meiospores. Now these haploid meiospores, they will germinate, and after the germination, they can form body of fungi. तो ये जो स्पोर्स है ये जर्मिनेट करेंगे और जर्मिनेशन के बाद फंजाई की बॉडी, फंजाई का थैलस फॉर्म करेंगे. So these are the 3 stages which are involved in the sexual reproduction. अब ये जो step है यहाँ पर, that is karyogamy. I would like to add one point over here, that this karyogamy, it can be immediate or it can be delayed. Fusion of nucleus immediate भी हो सकती है. अगर प्लाज्मोगैमी के बाद immediately karyogamy हुई तो there is formation of diploid nucleus, that is zygote. Karyogamy is immediately followed by plasmogamy, then there is formation of diploid nucleus, that is zygote. This type of condition is seen in members of oomycetes. Please write O for this class. And it is seen in the members of zygomycetes. But in some of the classes of fungi, this karyogamy is delayed. This karyogamy is delayed. तो इसका मतलब अगर karyogamy delayed है तो अब कैसी condition होगी? N plus N condition. N plus N condition. This phase, it is known as dikaryotic phase or dikaryophase. तो अगर karyogamy delayed हुई तो there is formation of dikaryophase. This dikaryophase is formed both in ascomycetes as well as in the case of basidiomycetes. Ascomycetes के अंदर ये जो dikaryophase है, this is short-lived. And in the basidiomyces, this phase which is formed, that is comparatively this phase which is formed, that is long-lived. So these are the different steps involved in the sexual reproduction. Now the first step here is plasmogamy. Now plasmogamy, fusion of cytoplasm, fusion of protoplasm in the fungi can occur through several methods. So now I will be dealing those different methods involved in the plasmogamy. So now I will be dealing with different methods through which plasmogamy occurs. First method which I will be dealing here, that is planogametic copulation. Now, planogamete means motile gamete. Just now, I have told you that planospore is motile spore. Similarly, planogamete means motile gamete. And copulation means fusion. So, it means in this method of sexual reproduction, there is fusion between flagellated gametes. Planogamete means motile gametes. This copulation means fusion. So it means in this method of sexual reproduction, there is involvement of fusion of motile gametes. This planogametic copulation can occur through three methods, or you can say planogametic copulation is of three types. It can be isogamous. This we have studied in the previous lecture. Isogamous involve fusion of gametes which are morphologically similar. It can be anisogamous. The two fusing gametes, they are morphologically different. And most advanced type of condition, that is oogamous. So all these three categories which we have studied in the previous class is present here. Now I will be citing certain examples for this type of reproduction. Isogamous condition is seen in Syncytium. Anisogamous in Allomyces. Oogamous in Monoblopharis. ये जो तीन फंजाई का मैंने यहाँ पर नाम लिखा है, all these three fungi, they are aquatic in nature, which belong to the group that is Oomycetes. Yes, all the three fungi, they belong to Oomycetes. Now after planogametic fusion, now I will be dealing with second category. Second category, that is gametangial contact. Now gametangia, they are sex organs. And in this type of sexual reproduction, there is formation of two types of sex organ, that is male gametangia and female gametangia. So there is formation of male gametangia, that is known as antheridium. Formation of female gametangia, that is known as oogonium. So I am making here male gametangia, antheridium. इस एंथ्रीडियम के अंदर there is formation of, there is presence of one male gamete. एक हैप्लॉइड मेल गैमीट इस एंथ्रीडियम के अंदर फॉर्म होगा. Now, oogonium, female sex organ, Female sex organ is almost spherical in shape. इस फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन के अंदर भी एक फीमेल गैमीट फॉर्म होगा. This female gamete which is formed, very well known to you, it is haploid. It is known as egg, as well as it is known as oosphere. Now male and female gametangia, now they will show contact. What is the name of this reproduction method? Gametangial contact. So now male and female sex organ, they will show contact. Male sex organ shows contact with female sex organ. मेल और फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन जहां पर कॉन्टैक्ट शो करेंगे, देयर वॉल विल बी डिसॉल्व्ड. वहां पर वॉल डिसॉल्व हो जाएगी. वॉल डिसॉल्व होगी एंड इन सम ऑफ द केसेस देयर कैन बी इवन फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दिस ट्यूब. In some of the cases, there formation of this tube which is formed here, it is known as fertilization tube. Through the tube, there is transfer of male nucleus. यहाँ पर male nucleus transfer हो जाएगा. Male and female nucleus, they will fuse. They will fuse, formation of diploid zygote will occur, resulting in the formation of diploid zygote. This zygote which is formed here, it is thin wall. This thin wall zygote which is formed here, it is known as oospore. Now this method of reproduction, formation of oospore, this is seen in oomycetes. Yes, this method of reproduction, it is seen in the members of oomycetes. I'm writing one example here with this type of reproduction is present. Example is Phytophthora. Yes, one of the species of Phytophthora, it is involved in causing a disease. Name of disease is late blight of potato. Phytophthora results in a disease, cause one disease, that is late blight of potato. Along with that, this method of reproduction can also be seen in members of Ascomycetes. एस्कोमाइसिटीज के अंदर एक मेंबर का आप नाम लिखेंगे, दैट इज पायरोनिमा. पायरोनिमा के अंदर जो फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन बनेगी, नाउ इट इज नोन एज एस्कोगोनियम. आर यू गेटिंग दैट? In the oomycetes, female sex organ which is formed, that is known as oogonium, and in the Pyroniema, the female sex organ which is formed, that is ascogonium. Right. Now after gametangial contact, now next method of reproduction, next method of plasmogamy, that is gametangial copulation. Gametangial copulation. This is only method of reproduction seen in the members of zygomycetes. Zygomycetes के अंदर सिर्फ ये method of reproduction present है. This method of reproduction is known as gametangial copulation or gametangial conjugation. That's why zygomycetes, it is known as conjugation fungi. Now the examples of zygomycetes, they are very well known to you. One is Rhizopus, pin mold. Another one is Mucor, that is dung mold. Now let's see what will happen in this method of reproduction. when the compatible hyphae, when the compatible mycelium, they come together, there is secretion of one acid. That acid is trisporic acid. जब compatible hyphae पास आएंगे तो एक chemical release होगा. That chemical which is released, that is trisporic acid. This trisporic acid stimulates formation of sexual hyphae. इस ट्राइस्पोरिक एसिड की वजह से अब यहां पर बनेंगे सेक्सुअल हाइफे. दिस सेक्सुअल हाइफे विच आर फॉर्म्ड हियर. यस, दी सेक्सुअल हाइफे which are formed here, they are known as zygospore. These are zygospore. So I have discussed earlier, in the rhizopus there is formation of 4 types of hyphae. That 3-1 which I have already discussed, and now this is 4th category, sexual hyphae, that is zygospore. अब ये जो यहाँ पर 2 mycelium है, ये जो यहाँ पर 2 थैलाएं हैं, they are morphologically similar. Yes, these 2 thallus, they are morphologically similar, but they are genetically different. This type of condition, occurrence of 2 types of hyphae which are morphologically similar but genetically different, this is known as heterothalamism. This is known as heterothalism. Please write this down. Occurrence of 2 types of hyphae or 2 types of thalli which are morphologically similar. For morphological, please write M. And genetically, they are different. Genetically different है. Genetic makeup different है. This condition, this occurrence, it is known as heterothalism. Hetero means different. This heterothalism, it was first discovered by scientist Blacksley in one of the species of Rhizopus. अब ये जो 2 hyphae हैं, they are morphologically similar. So you cannot call these hyphae as male or female. Male and female distinguishment is absent because they are morphologically similar. Here they are going to be represented as plus type of hyphae and negative type of hyphae. Plus strain and negative strain. Right? अब ये जो zygospore है, zygospore की टिप पर बनेगा sex organ. This formation of sex organ like this. तो ये zygospore है. इस zygospore की टिप पर you can see there is formation of the sex organ, there is formation of gametangia. You can see the gametangia, they are morphologically similar but they are genetically different. हर एक gametangia के अंदर, inside each gametangia there is formation of gamete. Single gamete हर एक gametangia के अंदर बनेगा. In each gametangia, there is formation of single gamete, and initially these gametes, they are multinucleated. Now the thallus of Rhizopus is haploid. Rhizopus की जो body है वो haploid है. Surely, so the gametes which are formed here, they are also haploid in nature. Now what will happen next? Now there is fusion of gametes. Generally आप क्या देखती है, जब sexual reproduction होता है सिर्फ gamete का fusion होता है. But here in this type of the reproduction, along with the fusion of gametes, there is also fusion of gametangia. Gamete की fusion के साथ साथ gametangia का fusion होगा. That's why this method of reproduction, it is known as gametangial fusion or gametangial copulation involving fusion of gametangia. गैमीट और गैमेटांजिया का फ्यूजन हुआ, formation of diploid structure, formation of thick walled diploid structure. ये thick walled diploid structure बना है. This thick walled diploid zygote which is formed, this is known as zygospore. जो thick wall zygote है इसको हम कहेंगे zygospore. ये जो zygospore है यहां से रिलीज हो जाएगा. Yes, it can be released from here. It can be released from here, and under favorable condition, this zygospore, it will germinate. Favorable condition के अंदर अब ये spore germinate करेगा, right? In the favorable condition, this zygospore, it will undergo meiosis. It will undergo meiosis. Meiosis के बाद जर्मिनेशन जब हो रही है तो इस जाइगोस्पोर में से एक फिलामेंट अराइज होगा. After the meiosis, there is formation of a filament from zygospore. You know, meiosis is a reductional division. तो ये जितने भी फिलामेंट के अंदर न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट होंगे, ऑल द न्यूक्लियस दे आर हैप्लॉइड इन नेचर. They are haploid. This filament which is formed here, it is known as promycelium. इस प्रोमाइसीलियम के टिप पर बनेगा स्पोरेंजिया, like this. This is zygospore. This is promycelium. Over tip there is formation of sporangia. You can see here sporangia formation. This is sporangia. This sporangia which is formed here, it is known as germ sporangia. Inside sporangia, now there is formation of spores. Spores, these spores, they are known as germ spores. Reductional division हो चुकी है, तो ये जो germ spores है, they are haploid in nature. These germ spores, they are haploid. Now wall of sporangia will break. Wall break होगी. These germ spores, they are released. Germ spores, they are released. Now these germ spores, they will germinate and result in the formation of somatic phase of rhizopus. They will form somatic hyphae of rhizopus. Spore is haploid, so surely the mycelium, the thallus which is formed here, that is also haploid in nature. So this is about the sexual reproduction. This is about the life cycle of rhizopus. Now can you tell me what type of life cycle it is? Yes, which category? What type of life cycle it is? So you can see in the life cycle all the phases are haploid. This one, this, all the phases are haploid. Life cycle के अंदर सिर्फ एक diploid phase नजर आ रही है. This diploid phase is zygote. So what this type of life cycle is known as? Very well known to all of you. I have discussed in the previous classes. This type of life cycle, it is known as haplontic life cycle. In the haplontic life cycle, meiosis occurs inside zygote. This is zygotic meiosis. Now after this method of gametangial copulation, now I will be dealing with next category, that is spermatization. Now the next one, spermatization. Spermatization is seen in members of ascomycetes as well as in the member of basidiomycetes. Ascomycetes as well as basidiomycetes. In the ascomycetes, please write one example, Ascobolus. And basidiomycetes, rust fungi, that is Puccinia. Now in spermatization, from tip of fungal hyphae की tip से there is formation of thin uninucleated cells. From tip there is formation of thin uninucleated cells. These cells which are cut here, the cells which have been cut here, they act like male gamete. These male gamete, they are known as spermatia. These male gametes, they are known as spermatia. Now this is female structure. Male के बाद अब ये है female structure. So you can see female structure is flask shape. This is flask shape. In the female structure there is presence of this nuclei. This is haploid nuclei. Female structure की टिप पर ये जो present है, this is representing trichogyne. It is also known as receptive hyphae. This receptive hyphae will receive male gamete, that is spermatia. This receptive hyphae will receive male gamete, that is spermatia. Right. ये जो male gamete है, ये non-motile है. This is non-flagellated. So the transfer of this male gamete can occur through the agency of, this transfer can occur with the help of insects, as well as this transfer can occur with the help of air. Now at the point of joining, at the point of contact, now there is dissolution of wall की dissolution होगी, and this male nuclei, it is transferred here. Male nuclei is transferred here, resulting in the formation of N plus N condition. Yes, this male nuclei, this is female nuclei. So after the transfer, there is formation of dikaryotic condition, that is N plus N condition. Now the last method of the reproduction, last method of plasmogamy, that is somatogamy. Now in the case of higher fungi like basidiomycetes, several members of the basidiomycetes, the sex organs, they are absent. Yes, जो higher fungi है, higher fungi like basidiomycetes, in the several members, sex organs, they are absent. अगर sex organs absent है, तो it means अब gametic fusion नहीं होगा. So now the fusion of gamete will not occur. Instead of the fusion of gamete, now there is fusion of somatic hyphae. गैमेटिक फ्यूजन की जगह फ्यूजन होगा सोमैटिक हाइफे का. So this fusion of somatic hyphae instead of fusion of gametes, it is known as somatogamy. Now in this type of reproduction, sexual reproduction, gametic fusion absent hai, that's why it is also known as pseudogamy. Right. Now let's see how this pseudogamy will occur. This is primary mycelium. So you know, in the primary mycelium, in each cell there is presence of only one nuclei. So this type of mycelium, it is also known as monokaryotic mycelium. Now one type of primary mycelium, it shows contact, it shows fusion with other type of primary mycelium. So दो different type of primary mycelium, that is positive strain type and negative strain type, इनके जो cells हैं वो fusion show करेंगे. So you can see here the cells, they are showing fusion between the hyphae. Cells fusion karenge, and the type of the fusion, plasmogamy will occur, but karyogamy will be delayed. Plasmogamy hogi and karyogamy is delayed, due to which there is formation of this type of mycelium. Right? तो आप देख रहे हैं कि सेल के अंदर दो न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट है, बिकॉज अभी कैरियोगैमी यहां पर नहीं हुई है. एंड दिस टाइप ऑफ माइसीलियम वेयर ईच सेल हैव टू न्यूक्लियाई नोन एज सेकेंडरी माइसीलियम, एंड दिस माइसीलियम it is also known as dikaryotic mycelium. Now this dikaryotic mycelium can be formed in the members of ascomycetes, as well as in the members of basidiomycetes. But as I have already discussed, in the ascomycetes, this phase is shorter, and in basidiomycetes, this phase is longer lived. In the ascomycetes, this dikaryophase results in the formation of fruiting body, that is ascocarp. Fruiting body, that is ascocarp. And in some of the ascomycetes, this fruiting body, ascocarp, is edible. This ascocarp is edible. This is in morels and truffles. Morel scientific name is Morchella. Truffles scientific name is tuber. तो इन दोनों के अंदर जो फ्रूटिंग बॉडी बनती है वो एडिबल है. Now coming to the basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes के अंदर ये जो सेकेंडरी माइसीलियम है ये फ्रूटिंग बॉडी बनाएगा. That fruiting body is basidiocarp. It's very well known to you. Basidiocarp is formed in the mushrooms, and I'm writing name of one of edible mushroom. That is agaricus. Now here I will be citing few exceptions. एस्कोमाइसिटीज के अंदर कुछ मेंबर्स ऐसे हैं जहां पर एस्कोकार्प नहीं बनता. जहां पर ये fruiting body नहीं बनती है. One example for this exception is yeast. In the yeast, member of Ascomycetes, fruiting body formation is absent. Similarly, in the Basidiomycetes, there are two exceptions where basidiocarp formation is absent. One is rust fungi, name is very well known to you, that is Puccinia. Another is smut fungi, that is Ustilaco. स्मट फंजाई, रस्ट फंजाई, इनके अंदर दो चीजें एब्सेंट है. वन बेसिडियोकार्प एंड द अनदर वन डॉलीपोर सेप्टम. After dealing with this different methods of plasmogamy, now I will be dealing with life cycle of fungi as well as some important more characteristics about it.